today we're going to animate a staff animation from a more simple version to a more advanced one. Step-by-step breakdown. Sketch here a little X. So this will be our first drawing here. Here the second one. The staff will cover more distance. Things starting to speed up here. And now we can add here also a smear. Also create here a little smear. And now you can create the illusion that just this multiple times on your canvas. Another one here. And yeah, if you're looping it, you created here your little staff animation. Your drawings in the middle when they're slowing in here more close to each other. And then when the action gets faster, you want to have a bigger gap. So we have more drawings here in the beginning. So it's slower in the beginning, then fast, and then slow again. Where the fast part is you place your drawings more on 1 or 2, and where it's slower you place it on 3s. For example, this is also a version with only 4 drawings, where we have drawing number 1 here, number 2, then 3 already creates a bigger smear, number 4 creates the illusion that the staff is already rotating couple. If you play it in a loop, you create the illusion of the staff that is spinning. So the example on how staff animation can also look like when you're adding a couple more drawings. To practice this animation is without having to sketch each side of the staff, is to just make your brush a little bit bolder, sketch a line, and with that, yeah, practice a little bit the principle behind it of letting the staff rotating and adding here a couple of smears and play with the timing. So let's get into 3D space and how to animate the staff in perspective. So we have our first one here, and then we say, okay, one in the middle, we want that it goes into perspective. We want it here pointing into the camera. Make use of ellipses here to help you guide animating your staff here into perspective. So this would be super strong for shortening. For example, this could be drawing number 5, and then we have another one at the end, drawing number 9, for example. So we have our middle drawing, and then our last drawing. And now what you can do, space out your drawings a little bit on frame 5, and this one here on frame 9. In between that, and we maybe create here just a little rotation so it's easing in. Drawing number 2 here, go slowly a little bit more into perspective. Drawing number 3, and then with 4 we're getting closer to this one where we have a stronger foreshortening here. And with it already you can create a cool transition from this stuff that is more from the side going into perspective. Maybe we go in here now like this, where our stuff now moves here with a little bit stronger smear, and then we let it ease it out again. Decrease here a little bit the smear, 7, and our last frame before we reach again the last position here, number 8. We're creating like a smooth animation here in perspective. This was the rough version here, where I sketched out first a little bit the character more accurate. Not perfect, of course, here and there a couple of mistakes, but to see does this pose work. With the staff animation, the same principles I showed you before. We have first here a little slow movement, the spacing a little bit gets bigger, so here now also the speed also increases, where we have here a little smear added also with the rotation, and then here the next one, and then here sketch it a couple of times so things slow out. Could have added a little bit more anticipation, but I wanted to keep the animation simple. And the goal also for the rough animation is to see if you're happy. So the last frame, as you can see, the more frames I went forward, the more less accurate I was here with the rough, and I only wanted to see if I'm happy with the rotation and stuff animation. And then I went into cleaning things up. First did a little draft on top like this one here, sketch a little bit the rough, drawing better out, and then also create here with this blue lines and with this blue sketched fill in here to see, okay, where are the shadows. And then I went on top of it with clean lines here with the line tool and clean things properly up so everything is close here. Then later I can use the fill tool to color my animation and use also these lines already to color things properly up. So I went through it, clean things up to see how does the smear look like, where to place the shadow, make the hair animation smooth, so added a shadow accordingly to the staff animation. So I think this adds also a cool like visual additional element. The tail here from Goku, I also let it rotate or like spin it in this SC curve. And the most tricky thing I would say is to get the arm and the hand movement right. So I was lazy here. You could do it more accurate, but I felt like, okay, these drawings like here enough to make this animation believable, especially when then things get played more faster. This was the phase where I colored it, and then later I created the black background here. I it also added these red shapes here, like in the original Dragon Ball opening, to give it a cooler dynamic. And then also I thought, okay, it would be cool if the red background would also move with the staff animation. Of course, there are a couple mistakes here also for you in the future. For example, if you look at this, the foot here, when we go through it, the size changed too much. So you could try to stay consistent here with the parts of the body that don't move so much. If you're interested in how I colored it actually and how the coloring process looks like and how I did the cleanup from a technical perspective, check out the Patreon channel. I will have there a little bonus tutorial if you're interested in that, and also will have the open files of Goku. So this one is that you can see here, but I also include all the open files from all the staff animation. Common mistakes you could make: stay not consistent with your stuff, but you also mess up the rotation and where it goes. When then adding your smear, to make you not your smear here in this round shape here, but to have it too much like this. I feel like this is destroying the illusion that the staff is spinning in a round form. So you have here the straight line, and then you want to add your smear here from where it's coming from and pointing in that direction. Your clean line here where you have no smear on this side, and you're adding more smear on this side. If you want to create little smears here, so that would work. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to see more content like that. And with that, see you in the next video. Bye.